The moment is now. Are you ready?
Let's play Armis. Okay, let's get started. Okay, first move is mine. Let's see here. Let's go for that. With my opponent's air forces here, the jet is going over this line. However, there's no landing spaces. All of these are occupied right now. It'll take me a while to get to this Coast Guard, but for right now it's covered by my Army as well as my Marine. With my opponent's, or should I say with one of my opponent's Marines here, I'm going to try to get my submarine over here. Alright, now with both Marines far from each other, it makes it easier for me to concentrate on one at a time or look for an opportunity to just go straight up the middle to get to this reserve and then the flag. As you can see, the president is here, vice president here, and both of them are isolated from the reserve, so there's no direct protection with this reserve. So if I were, say, in one of these spaces here with my Marine, I can just climb right over the diplomat or the child and get to the reserve. Just a thought for the future. But now I'm going to try to put pressure on both of the Marines, the one that's in the Expanse and the one that's in the Eastern Corridor. Okay, that's perfect for me. Now, this Marine here basically takes care of this Marine here. Whether it goes this way or this way, I can take it out even if I want to sacrifice Marine for Marine. This Marine here, however, I'm going to go after this one using my Vice President and Army, and to a small degree maybe even some of the Air Forces, and then I'll try to pull my Marine back in this direction, as long as it's providing some level of coverage. So that's perfect for me. 1, 2, 3. I'm out of range. My Marine is out of range from his Marine, and so now with that I'll bring my Army as far as possible in this direction to cut off my opponent's ability to retreat while I pull out the Vice President. And so I'll try to keep the Vice President and the Army covering each other. Alright, now with the sub in play, I have to disembark from my sub because even though it takes 2 moves to get in this line, if it does get in the line, I have some level of coverage. So that's perfect for me. 1, 2, 3. I'm out of range. My Marine is out of range from his Marine. And so now with that, I'll bring my Army as far as possible in this direction to cut off my opponent's ability to retreat while I pull out the Vice President. And so I'll try to keep the Vice President and the Army covering each other. Alright, now with the sub in play, I have to disembark from my sub because even though it takes 2 moves to get in this line, if it does get in the line, I have to respond. And if I respond, I'm going to end up responding with my passenger, so I don't want to do that because that will bring me away from the Eastern Sea, and right now it's probably just better for me to capture that Marine. My opponent is unable to board the submarine, I can try to put pressure. Again, my Marine, 1, 2, 3, is covering my Army. Both of these pieces, the Army and the Marine, are out of the flight path of my opponent's air forces, the jet and the helicopter. I just want to keep that in mind. My next move, depending on what my opponent does, well, I was going to bring my Vice President out, but it looks like I didn't notice it, but apparently I had everything covered as far as it would be able to move. So his better bet would have been to actually capture my Army at this point, or should I say at that point it would at least have an Army, even if I took the Marine after it took my Army. So now I'm just going to use my Marine to go 1, 2, 3 here. Again, being mindful of my opponent's air forces, and then I'm going to try as best as possible 1, 2, 3. Oh, I can't do it there. If I go here with my alright, I'm going to take a chance and go here. I was trying to figure out what this helicopter was trying to do. I don't see it, but this game is pretty much over. If it doesn't, it has the ability to take either one of these two pieces, but if it doesn't do that, it's going to get real close to being a shutout. Okay, chances are it will take this one because that's the only one that's not protected. Normally I would go for the win, but because I guess I'm a little greedy over here, I'm going to try to go for the shutout by threatening the helicopter and at the same time covering the areas where, if it were to capture either one of these two pieces, I'll be able to capture it with my president. So what I'm trying to do is to cause it to go somewhere else. like over here. Even though, well, that's not a good spot. Perfect so far. Alright, so now I have the reserve. The game was basically over a while ago, but now unless my opponent takes a piece, then I will have a perfect game. Maybe I should have taken the helicopter. Okay, so I achieved that goal without having to take the helicopter. I lucked out. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.
It will capture your heart and your mind. Let the whole world see us through your eyes. Land, air, and sea victory.